Titanic. The beautiful story of love, passion, the vastness of the open ocean, and two lovebirds who get together. We have Jack and Rose. Now, Jack is a young dude who is poor, penniless, and basically won his ticket from a poker game. Then we have Rose, an aristocrat who is engaged to a man called Cal. And to be honest, Cal is a bit of an asshole. Okay, just to keep it short, Rose basically wants to jump off the ship and into the ocean because she's basically tired of her family, life, and being engaged to a man called Cal. So then we have Jack over here. He basically talks her out of doing it, and they slowly start to develop this relationship or fling or feelings for each other through the duration of their trip. Okay, great, cool. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the relationship between Jack and Rose was basically a facade, a lie, and basically not real. Now, I believe Jack and Rose were going through something called a vacation fling. Now, a vacation fling is a mix of psychological detachment, physiological arousal, and novelty. Because you're out of your normal routine, your nervous system is in a heightened state, making you more receptive to excitement. So basically, Jack and Rose, they are far away from society. They are far away from responsibilities, families, and jobs. So when you're on vacation and you're in that mental state where you don't have to worry about things that are happening at home and responsibilities, your mind tends to relax and you basically start to search for excitement. And Jack was that excitement to Rose. And it says here, when you are far from home, you are liberated from the judgment of friends and family. This allows you to shed your everyday inhibitions, act more spontaneously, and explore your personality that you might suppress at home. Because to be honest, we've all gone through that situation of where you're on vacation and then you meet somebody who basically makes you feel good and you feel that this person is extremely attractive and you want to be with this person. And when you have these interactions with the person that you like and you're on vacation and you're far away from home, you tend to have stronger feelings towards them. But remember that this is only temporary. So I think Jack and Rose, they were just having a romance or vacation fling. It wasn't going to be long term. So even if Jack survived with Rose and they both made it back to land, their massive differences just wouldn't click and their relationship just wouldn't work. Because remember, Rose is from a rich family. And Jack, he's basically a young, free-spirited man who basically does not care about money, finances, or any of those things. And trust me when I say this, romance alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about this from like a modern perspective. Because if you're gonna be in a relationship and you have no money and you basically have no prospects, yeah, it's definitely not going to work. Because you can be so infatuated with a person that you think you love them very much. But when you don't have the finances to maintain that relationship, it's going to slowly chip away at that relationship. Okay, so let me just use an example. So Jack and Rose make it back to land, and they live with each other for quite some time. But now Jack, he cannot find work, he has no skills, apart from drawing, and he depends on Rose for most of his finances. Can you see what that can do to a relationship? If you're constantly depending on the other person for your finances or for survival, do you really think that person would love you for that long or forever? No, of course not. Let's be realistic for once. Yes, I do agree. The connection between Rose and Jack was very beautiful. He basically ended up giving his life for somebody that he loved. They were far away from society, so they basically got together without any serious or real repercussions. And when you're on a ship or vacation and you're with somebody that you find attractive, you usually end up having very delusional thoughts. And that was the case with them because they actually thought they would be together forever, but no. Realistically, no. Maybe, on the maybe chance, I'll maybe give it like a 5% chance of them actually living together happily ever after, but no. In normal life, if they went back, no, they would not make it. So yep, that's the point that I'm trying to make. Yes, it was a beautiful story, but yeah, when you get older, you slowly start to realize that it was just a romanticized version of being on a ship and finding your true love and whatnot. But in real life, it does not work like that, trust me. So yeah, that's my hot take on Jack and Rose's dynamic in the Titanic movie.